Die army ding sit nie gemaklik met enige een van ons nie. Maar as hy ten minste by die Kanaries kan inkom, dan sit net 'n paar tree terug in steede van reguit hel toe.
Nasionale diensplig is 'n voorreg. Die voorreg en plig van elke jong burger om sy land gedurende 'n tyd van nood te verdedig. Julle wat hier sit, is ons uitverkorenes. Die Kanaries van 1985.
'n Kanarie, Johan, niemand ek hoor.
Vir die volgende 2 jaar gaan ons saam werk, woon, eet, sweet, ontspan en aanbid. Want dit is jou voorreg en jou plig.
Hou jy van musiek?
Ja, baie ons. Sharky's day today.
Almal sê julle is 'n koor uit die hemel uit. 'n Engelekoor.
Liefdom se trots.
Die pad het julle moffies. Okay, gesien.
En jy meisie.
Sodra jy Kokie oopstaan.
Well, set in South Africa in 1985, Afrikaans flick Kanarie is a coming-of-age musical war drama that takes us on a journey of a young boy who discovers through hardship, camaraderie, first love, and the liberating freedom of music, the true self can be discovered. Well, for more on this, we are joined in studio by Germandt Geldenhuys. He plays the role of Ludolf. And from our studio all the way in Cape Town, we welcome the film's casting and marketing director, Jaco Nothnagel. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making the time to come on the show. Jaco, you're in Cape Town, so I'll quickly start with you. Quickly give us an outline into what this movie is about.
The movie is based on a true story written by our musical director, co-written by Christian Olbach as well. As you just said, set in 1985, we deal with Johan Niemand, who is a conscript that has to go to the army, struggling with his identity and struggling to fit in. It's an extremely personal story, and we're very proud with what the film has been doing, both locally and internationally.
Now, Germandt, well, we were speaking off air about just some of the themes that are explored in this movie, things such as sexuality. But there are other themes that the movie seeks to mirror about society in general. Take us through some of those.
I think one of the most important themes for me is just that search that every individual has for their own truth and for their own identity. Because I think, you know, we're all of us, whether you're straight or gay or black or white or regardless, I think we're all trying to just find where we fit in and where we belong and who we are within the greater context of society. And I think that even though this film is a pro-LGBT film and it's, you know, it's one person's journey, I think that journey mirrors a lot of people's daily struggle with identity and self-acceptance more than anything, and about going, this is who I am and I'm okay with that.
Fantastic. Jaco, you were the casting director for this film. I mean, finding just the right talent can sometimes be a tricky job to, you know, find the perfect people to execute, you know, and live up to what the story is about. Take us through what that journey was like for you in order for you to finally find the Bungalow 8.
Absolutely. Yes, they told me that it will be a 4-week job, and it ended up being 12 weeks. We had to find experienced actors to play the roles, but they had to play 17 or 18-year-old boys. That's the age that the kids were when they went to the army or to the war. So we had to find the lead character first, and Skulk Poseidon came up quite early on. We saw him doing some stand-up a month or so before, and he actually joked about being in the choir, and I think that stuck with us. And we called him in for an audition, and he just blew us away. And once we had Johan, we knew that we could fill that out and make up these 8 characters that we would go on this journey with. And then, of course, we had Germandt come in for his audition, and also just blew us away with his amazing talent. And then we struggled quite a lot with finding the romantic interest or the romantic other lead that had to play across Skulk. And we knew about Hannes. Hannes had studied with us at UCT and then went on to study at Juilliard in New York. And we always thought about him, but we always thought that there's no way that we can get him to come back to South Africa to do this film with us. And eventually we made him come back to Cape Town and audition, and he just never went back. He just stayed and shot the film with us. We were very lucky.
Well, fantastic, Jaco. Next time you're looking for a romantic lead, you know how to reach me. Germandt, let's quickly come back to you. Your character, Ludolf.
Yes.
Just give us some insights into what his character is about. And for you as an actor, what is sort of the journey that you went through to try to embody him and do justice with the character?
So Ludolf is probably the most outrageous character that I've ever played, but I think possibly my absolute favorite character, because there's certainly something to be said for playing a character that just has no self-awareness, in the sense that they're not constantly editing themselves. They just are who they are, and that's final, and you either like it or you don't. And I think one of the things that I found really interesting about playing this role was I was in the choir, funny enough, with Skalk Besaidnout. We were in high school together, so we also sang in the same choir. And we know, I knew this boy in the choir. There's always that one guy in the choir, you know, who's sort of the choir head boy. He knows all the sheet music weeks ahead of everyone else. He's always got perfect pitch, or he thinks he does. And so I sort of based the character of Ludolf on all of these experiences put together, and I sort of compiled a whole bunch of people into one character. And yeah, he's a bit crazy, but he's fun.
And just very quickly from you, what would you like audiences to walk away with from watching this film?
I'd like audiences to walk away with a better understanding of stories that happened in our past that have not had a lot of light shed on, because I think we've come a long way in telling stories that reflect issues in South Africa's past, but there are still stories that need to be told. And I want people to go and watch it and go, oh, wow, maybe this romanticized ideal that I had about the 80s in South Africa were not as they seemed.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Jaco, give me a call next time you're looking for a love interest, as I said earlier on, and to you.
Absolutely. Can I play opposite you?
Oh, awesome.
Wonderful,
Germandt.
wonderful.
You know what? Simpiwe is no longer my on-screen husband. I found a new one.
Cheers, Simpiwe.
That was actor Germandt Geldenhuys and casting director Jaco Nothnagel, who was coming to us from our Cape Town studio. And they were just talking to us about their film, which has already won awards, so you definitely want to see it. It's called Kanarie, and it opened in cinemas nationwide yesterday. It is time for us to head on